all four corners of the earth. You're going to see blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans because the Most High multiplied us like that. We don't die, we multiply. While you're seeing the destruction of Babylon the Great, which is AKA America, in front of our eyes right now. Just continue from our heritage, and what else?
And I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not.
And we don't know this land, man, right? Now our people ended up coming over here first, right? And I can show you that, right? As far as dealing with the Hispanics and Native Americans, right? But they fled over here, right? To flee persecution from Salmanazar, the king of Assyria. Right? So they were the actual first of our people to actually go into slavery on ships.
That's right.
Right? And how did the so-called white man how did he know that the Hispanics and Native Americans were over here in America first? He got it by the scriptures, man. Right? Because there is no other manuscript, there is no other written format that we have that outdates the scriptures, man. You see what I'm saying? So in order for us to learn our heritage, we have to go back to where it all begins.
That's right.
And that's these holy scriptures, man. The Most High God is showing you in front of your face.
Just imagine if all the sand of the sea disappeared one day, or even 2/3 of it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Imagine what a loss that would be in terms of volume and mass.
Man.
That's the kind of warning you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans need to be taking, because that's you on the chopping block.
Right.
You don't get your spiritual shit together, that's you on the chopping block. That's
right.
me on the chopping block. Him. We don't just come up here and put on fringes and then go home and hang it up with the rest of the laundry and say, fuck it, it's time to be niggas again.
Right.
We understand that death is around the corner all day, all night, lurking and waiting to come in. We don't know when the Most High God's gonna send in His judgment, but we know it's right around the corner, right?
That's right.
So what we doing is what? Bring that out?
This is Isaiah chapter 58, verse 1.
Bring it out.
Cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people.
Look at those loud, boisterous Negroes on the corner yelling, talking about sin and rebuke and keeping the commandments, right?
Right.
That's in our nature. So we need to be encouraged to do what? Read that again.
Cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet,
To do what?
and show my people their transgression.
And we got to be loud like a trumpet, because sometimes that's all you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans understand is a loud voice.
That's
right?
right. That's right.
Sometimes that's all you understand is some harsh rebuke. So that's how we bringing it, because that's how Yahweh told us to do it.
That's right.
And the house of Jacob their sins.
We got to show you your sins. We got to show you the laws that you're breaking.
Right.
God's laws. Like, you want to abide by the street code. You want to abide by the white man's laws. And then you want to pray to the Most High God, but you ain't obeying His.
Right.
No. That is not how it's going to work. You got to obey the Most High God and then ask.
That's right.
Right? You got your hand all out for pocket change, where you could be receiving jewels.
Wow. Bring that up.
Right? Spiritual gold and pearls. But first you got to learn to obey Abba, right?
That's right.
Then you can start to ask, because the prayer of him that turneth his ear from hearing the law, his prayer shall be what?
Abomination. I didn't know you was asking me questions.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
Abomination.
Put me to the test. Yeah, that's it on that.
Deuteronomy 32 and 8. I want you to read from 9.
Deuteronomy
2nd Ezra 5 and
32, verse 8. When the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance.
When the Most High divided up the nations and allotted them their inheritance, how did He do that, right? How did He categorize who was going to get what? How did He divide up the portions and say, this individual was going to get that?
When He separated the sons of Adam, He set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel.
That's right.
According to what?
According to the number of the children of Israel.
Whereas the sand of the sea, meaning the Most High God, made a way in a place for the Israelites before the nations were even conceived.
That's right.
Right? But it's not enough to know this, right? It's not enough to know this. We got to realize, look, in the Christian church we learn we all come from Adam. But the Most High God has put the Israelites on such a plateau and given us such a criteria,
That's right.
such standards out of all the people on the face of the earth.
Right.
Right? Law, statutes, and commandments, a special law,
That's
making
right.
us different from them.
God.
Laws that would make us holy, which means what? Separate.
Separate. That's right.
So when the Most High God started to divide up these nations and divide up these lands, He had Israel in mind when He did it.
That's
That's
right.
how the Most High God regards you blacks, Hispanics, and you Native Americans.
That's right.
And this is just how far you are from the truth that you are His chosen people, His most prized and beloved possession. Go ahead.
For the Lord's portion is his people.
That's right.
Lord's portion is his people. He had nothing to do with the rest of y'all. The rest of y'all was meant to be ruled over. You blacks, Hispanics, and you Native Americans need to look to your right and your left and look at these nations that you be fawning over so goddamn harshly, that you love so damn much, and realize the Most High is not dealing with them. He's dealing with you.
That's right.
So in that same way, you should be looking at them to your right and your left and realize you're not going to get the truth from them. It's from you.
That's right.
So we need to be looking to our ancestors, and we find their writings in this book, the Bible, these scriptures that were written aforetime for our learning and learning from our heritage.
That's right.
Stop turning to our oppressor, because all that's ever done is lead us into what? Captivity.
Captivity.
That's how we ended up on slave ships to begin with, right?
Wow.
Let me get that in second Ezra 5.
Right.
This is 24, and then when you finish 24, skip down to 27.
This is 2nd Esdras, chapter 5, verses 24 and 27.
Bring it up.
And of all lands of the whole world,
Out of all the lands in the whole world, this is what you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans need to know.
thou hast chosen thee one pit,
Right? Go ahead.
and of all the flowers thereof one lily.
One lily.
That's right.
Verse 27. And among all the multitudes of peoples, thou hast gotten thee one people.
One out of all the people on the face of the earth. So it's no cap when we say God loves us out of everybody.
Right.
It's right here in these scriptures.
That's right.
These same scriptures that you go in that church and they tell you to read past every goddamn Sunday.
Right.
Right? Now skip down to that 27.
Right.
Verse 27. And among all the multitudes of peoples thou hast gotten thee one people, and unto this people whom thou lovest thou gavest a law that is approved of all. Verse 28. And now, O Lord, why hast thou given this one people over unto many?
Why hast thou given this people unto many? Why did the Most High God put us in the hands of such vile people?
Right.
You got the chinks over here, you got the gooks over there, you got the cracker man over there,
Right.
and they do with us as they will. Why?
Right.
I'll tell you why. It's because we violated his laws, statutes, and commandments.
That's right.
So we out here to teach you repentance. Why? So we cannot be in their hand anymore.
Right.
We don't want to be manipulated by these devils anymore.
Right.
We don't want to be in the palm of their hand for them to try to control and lord over.
That's right.
Right. The brother was talking about how they gonna try to make it to where you put a microchip in your ass one day.
Right.
You take these vaccines, right? You get with it, and they telling you they gonna have you get lost in a certain way where you experiencing ridicule for not going with the grain anymore.
Right.
But that's what the Most High God is calling us to do.
Right.
Go against the grain.
That's right.
It's crazy because you'll pray to the Most High, but you go against his grain, the grain that he laid out every day.
Right.
No problem. I can still go into church, ask for forgiveness, drink a little bit of goddamn grape juice, and it's supposed to be all good as long as I sprinkle a little something in the collection plate.
Right.
Right? Then you'll go against the grain of the Most High, but you won't go against the grain of this white man. And guess what? If it wasn't written for us to come up out of this captivity and for the Most High's kingdom to be established on his earth right after this nation's downfall, we didn't come in captivity to another nation. Dealing with you hard-headed ass niggas and Hispanics. Go ahead and bring that out, brother.
That's good.
2nd Esdras, chapter 6, verse 54.
Bring it out.
And after these, Adam also, whom thou madest the Lord of thy creatures.
So after these, we're talking about Adam, right? And his lineage, giving you a little bit of historicity. I want you to read to 59.
Of him come we all.
We all come from Adam, right? That's what we hear in the church. So we all must be one.
Right. And the people and the people also whom thou hast chosen.
And the people whom thou hast chosen, right? So the Most High has a chosen people, and he has everybody else. This goofy ass white boy, you got Connor, and then you got Jacob over here, right? Let's start to understand.
All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sake.
The Most High made the world for our sakes. So why aren't we ruling it right now? Right? This is what we're trying to find out. Why aren't we ruling it right now? You blacks, Hispanics, and you Native Americans, you rule the damn basketball court, the damn soccer field, the music industry. Well, in terms of creative, right? But you don't own the rights to this and that. Right? You being dictated over in terms of these things. Well, why is it this way? Why is it if you have the spiritual capabilities to conquer the earth, but you some reason you just can't do it? Why?
That's good,
As for the other people, which also come from Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing, but be unlike spittle.
Why is it that Becky and Gregory get to rule over you? I likens them unto spit. These are the questions we trying to call to your minds, right?
And hast likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel.
So what these scriptures are doing is elaborating on the insignificance of the white man, the Asian man, right?
That's right.
The Arab man and all
That's
the nations
right.
that have come up against the Israelites. Their insignificance is so dramatic that it has to cause you to think to yourself, why am I in this disposition?
Man, that's right.
If these people are so small, if these people are so meaningless to the Most High, why is it that they're allowed to rule the way that they rule? What the hell is it, right? Go ahead.
And now, O Lord, behold, these heathens, which have ever been reputed as nothing, have been...
So let's slow it down.
Right.
Why is it that these heathen that have ever been reputed or thought of as nothing
have begun to be the lords over us?
Wow. This is what our forefathers was asking, right?
Wow.
Here we are, over 500 years later, over 1,000 years later,
Right.
and we can't even think to consider these questions as a people, right? Right. Don't the scripture say that you don't consider?
Right.
We don't consider.
We don't consider.
We
They
couldn't
do
be
not
further
consider.
from the truth. That's why.
Right.
Right? Because all we've done is indulge in lie after lie after lie, forsaking the wisdom and knowledge of the Most High God. Right? Bring that precept out, brother.
This is Isaiah chapter 1 verse 3.
Bring it out.
The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib.
These dumb animals, they know what's going on when it comes to where they need to be dwelling and who owns them.
Right.
But Israel do not know, my people do not consider.
The black, Hispanic, and Native American man, not only does he not know, but he don't even consider.
Right.
Not only does the black man, not only do you ask 5 different black men where they come from and they give you 5 different answers, but they don't look at the fact that that's an issue and try to get to the bottom of the matter.
Right.
And resolve that issue.
Exactly.
Why? Because we've been beat to a point where we just want to go along to get along. Just give me a break, right?
Right.
But the Most High said, what? This place is not our rest.
That's right,
We should
brother.
tell you what?
That's good.
The answer to these beatings isn't to get down and lay down. It's to fight back. But we got to start to fight back in the spirit of the Most High.
That's right.
They're not teaching you to do that in the Christian church.
No.
In the Christian church, they teaching you how to be male and female bed. You had to do our due diligence. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna give you a tip. Whatever commandments you done learn, let me get Psalms 1 and 1. This is how you start to make it a part of your walk.
Good.
Make it a part of your conversation, never to depart out of your mouth again. This way when you watch a movie and you see some weird shit, you thinking, damn, they just violated Leviticus. Damn, Genesis will tell you not to do that.
Yeah, right.
This is Psalms chapter 1 verse 1.
Bring it out!
Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly,
So whose counsel should you be taking, the Most High?
That's
Period.
right.
nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight...
So first thing you got to do is get those wicked here, right? Stop taking advice from Shanae and them.
Right.
Stop taking advice from Pastor Pork Chop.
Right.
Stop taking advantage from Peter Popoff.
Right.
Right? Stop taking advice from them.
Right.
That's the wicked counsel. You ain't got nothing to do with that. Them that got nothing to do with the Most High God's laws or His covenants. And then what do you do? And then what do you do? What's the next part of that?
But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law do he meditate day and night.
So you don't get that counsel on the law, statutes, and commandments. You get the counsel of the men in the Lord that you see doing what the Lord told you to do via the scriptures. Because that's what's going to match up with what the Bible says, right? Then you know the counsel's going to be more on point. Wait, I want you to keep going to Psalms 1 and 1.
Yep.
Not 1 and 1, but keep going where you left off.
Yep, that's where we're at. This is
Psalms chapter 1, verse 3. And he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth his fruit in his season. His leaf also shall not wither, and whatsoever he do shall prosper.
See, we're not supposed to be trees just for looks. We're supposed to bring forth substance. Right? And we're supposed to bring it in the season that we're supposed to.
Right.
Imagine somebody walk up to you as an Israelite, ask you a question, and you don't know because you don't give a damn.
Right.
Right?
Wow.
It's one thing to be ignorant because you ain't got there yet.
Right.
But what if you the nigga that just, I got tassels, I just don't keep the Shabbat. I just don't give a damn.
Man.
I'm in it for the looks. I'm in it for the lip service. You not a tree bringing forth fruit. Right? And what did John the Baptist tell you the Most High was going to do? He was going to chop them trees down and cast them into the fire.
That's right, Doc.
Right? Wait, drop that.
Yep.
This is Psalms chapter 119, verse 142. Thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and thy law is the truth.
The law is the truth.
That's right.
Meaning that you got to let go of this law, cognitive dissonance that you got, in order so that you can live in reality, right? The reality is there's wicked ass people trying to make it to where you stay on the path of wickedness,
Right.
and then there's the Most High God who wants to put you on that plane that you're supposed to be on again,
God.
where you're ruling over these wicked ass nations
God.
that are as a drop in a bucket,
Right.
right? But the divide between you and that is your wickedness.
Right.
This is John chapter 8 verse 32.
Bring it up.
And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free.
And then when you meditate on these laws, statutes, and commandments, and you do them, that will make you free. The Most High God will take that as the trigger. Let me get Deuteronomy 30:1. The Most High will look at that as the trigger for him to send his son back.
Right.
We're waiting. He's waiting on us. It's not the other way around.
Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 1.
Bring it out.
And it shall come to pass, when all these things are come upon thee, the blessing and the curse.
We done seen the blessings a little bit. We done seen the curses a lot of it, at least for the past 500 years. You can say that. We've seen the curses.
That's right.
Which I have set before thee, and thou shalt call them to mind.
We calling them to mind. How you gonna call to mind your transgressions if you're not meditating on the laws, statutes, and commandments? We got to start to hold ourselves accountable for the way that we moving as a people, wrong and right, right? We don't just go for the glory. Oh, look, he did that. Yay. No, he did the wrong. We got to go and correct that as a people, admonishing each other and building each other back up again.
Whither the Lord thy God hath driven thee.
No matter where we at. We out here in Seattle, Washington, where ain't that many niggas, talking to the remnant of you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans that's here, and hoping that the ones of you that ain't lapdogs for the white man will come and take heed of his word and do your part in reversing this wicked ass rulership.
And shalt return unto the Lord thy God, and shalt obey his voice, according to all that I command thee this day.
Bringing it full circle, you're not just coming back to the Most High God to ask for something, it's to do everything that he's commanded you.
Thou and thy children with all thine heart.
So it can't just be you, it gotta be your children. These are generational curses.
Right.
Right? So just in case you die and the Most High God didn't come back, your children ain't out here assed out, continuing in the same way that you was going when you didn't know the truth.
That's right.
With all thine heart and with all thy soul.
You want to leave behind a legacy of these good works because that legacy is tangible in a way.
Right.
Right? You start to be a shining example to your brothers and your sisters. Even when you die, they can learn from that shining example. So it's not just about you and right now, it's about you and what you leave behind. You know what it's like to leave behind a body of wickedness. Right. I know what it's like to walk up and down these streets and brothers like, damn, you ain't selling them peas no more.
Right.
What they call you now? Why you look like that?
Yep. Con.
Oh, I ain't listening to you. You was jacking.
Right.
Oh, you just, this is just us.
Yep.
This is just Kevin.
Yep. Bring
Right.
that out. That's good.
So we need to learn to live behind a legacy of good works.
Right.
Then that the Lord thy God will return thy captivity.
Then the Most High God will turn the captivity. Not when you come and you ask for forgiveness and you don't do what's commanded of you. It's when you start to serve the Most High God for real in everything that you do.
And have compassion upon thee.
Right.
And will return and gather thee from all the nations.
So what Yahawashi Christ was talking about, when he was preaching the gospel to the blind, the brokenhearted, the poor, we're going to see his wishes come into fruition when we start to do the things that the Most High God had ordained for us to do, and not a moment until then.
A good name is rather to be chosen than great riches, and a loving favor rather than silver and gold.
Right.
Hey, dealing with you Israelites that don't know the difference between balance between spirit and carnality.
Right.
You admit, oh, you got to go get a job, but the minute you see an Israelite starting to build a reputation, then you got a problem with, oh, he want to be famous. He just wants to be popular. I mean, hey, look, you got to be popular for the right things.
You really do.
The Most High blessed David to where people renowned him versus Saul.
Right.
David done killed 10,000 and Saul his couple thousand, right?
Bring that out.
Niggas get carnal and forget it's all about the Most High exalting them.
Right.
And it's about competing with the next brother.
Right.
So you gotta have a reputation. Why? Because when you speak on a thing, who's gonna listen to you if you got a body of wicked works that precede that?
Right.
And people ain't see that you done diligently repented. Right? You can't be a nigga in the streets, but an Israelite on one corner in that street. I'm gonna go sell dope over here, but then I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna bring out the word, and then God's gonna forgive me.
Wow.
That's the spirit.
Look at my Louis belt too. Louis belt, Louis belt, Louis belt out.
For real.
I got a Louis belt curtain. Look at these fringes over my Louis belt.
Right.
Madness.
Right.
Folly.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 10, verses 12 and 13.
Bring it out.
And now, Israel, what do the Lord thy God require of thee?
So what does the Most High God require of you, blacks, Hispanics, and Native American?
But to fear the Lord thy God, to walk in all his ways, and to love him, and to serve the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul. Verse 13, to keep the commandments of the Lord and his statutes which I command thee this day for thy good.
For thy good, the Most High gave you the commandments for good. That's the cold part. And then you go into a Christian church and it's like, you can't keep the commandments. What the? So you, I can't do good?
Right. It's grievous.
What can I do if I can't do good? Right? The Most High God don't want you to be an instrument of wickedness like this cracker man who's telling you not to keep these commandments.
That's right.
It's crazy because we're given the commandments so that we can govern our nation according to these commandments.
Right.
Now you got blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans over here in the conscious community fighting over what type of what's going to be their code of ethics, right?
Right.
It should be the law, statutes, and commandments.
Right.
It always has been and always should be.
Right.
Right. It's for our good.
For our good.
Oh, we need to approach it, deal with economics. We need to talk about economics. Like the stupid conversations you hear from the conscious community. Right? Economics is handled in the Bible.
Right.
Law, statutes, and commandments for our good. But we look past that part. But why do we learn to do that? Because we've been learned to skip over all that and look directly at Jesus. And why do they have us do that? Because they done tried to make Jesus this white image.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Get the law, statutes, and commandments. Look at the white man. Right? And then in separating the commandments from the rest of the Bible, then we don't understand what Yahawashi is talking about. Then we don't understand what Paul's talking about, Peter's talking about. You got to present.
The book of Amos, chapter 6, verse 1.
Bring it out.
Woe to them that are at ease in Zion.
That's good.
Wait. Amos been spitting today.
That's good.
Amos been spitting today. That prophet spitting.
Amos chapter 6, verse 1.
Bring it out.
Woe to them that are at ease in Zion.
Woe to you that are at ease in Zion.
Wow.
Right? It's going to be woe to you when you're sitting on your couch watching it.
No, but I'm from Alaska, and
so
I got a bunch of students.
You're just a killer.
Yeah,
I want to ask you a question. Are you a man of justice?
I like to think so.
Like
Maybe in my better moments, you know.
So, what would be? Have you ever been to a house party before, back in your
Sure.
formidable years?
For sure.
So, if you went to a house party, right, and you found out that you were a guest of a house party where the owners of said house were actually kicked out, would you stay at the party and continue to drink the refreshments, dance to the music?
I don't think so.
Why this party?
Which party? The one I'm in right now?
Yeah. The one where you get to walk up and down the street on my ancestors' bones.
That's right. The reason why I'm here, his daughter is in a play tonight. She's acting, so we came down from Alaska to see that. So I'm doing this for my kids.
So
You know what I
you're,
mean, I probably would have stayed up in Alaska.
so let's switch it up. If your fiance threw the party,
Right.
kicking the owners of the house out, you still dancing to the music and drinking
Well,
the
she's
refreshments.
my fiance. She is African American, and she grew up in a tar paper shack in Fresno. Her dad was a sharecropper. She had, she had a pretty intense life up to a point. And then when she got old enough, she managed to get into a university, and now she's a librarian.
So
But
you're
up
saying
until that
you had a
time,
hard life, you don't follow her into doing wickedness? I'm trying to understand your logic. The reason why I'm positioning it like this, because you said if there's a party that you attended,
Yeah.
and you found out that the means of throwing the party was by kicking the owners out,
no, of course not.
You
Of
did.
course not.
and now you're blaming it on her.
I'm not blaming anything on her, and I'm not saying, look, I try to do the best I can. That's what I do.
Okay.
That's what I do. If I see something that's obviously unjust and I can do something about it, I like to think that I will. That's just how I roll. I
Fair,
really
fair,
do.
fair.
And I don't. Hey, thank you very much, man. Have a good one.
Right.
They teach you how to lay down and let master get it from whatever position he wants to.
Bring that out, us.
So you don't get hit in the face this time, right? You're in an abusive relationship, you blacks, Hispanics, and you Native Americans, right? This nation don't care for you.
Nah.
But just keep falling for the dream, right?
And now, O Lord, behold these heathen, which have ever been reputed as nothing, have begun to be lords over us and devour us.
And they devour us,
That's
right?
right.
They use us, right? But the black, Hispanic, and Native American man is such an ignorant state right now that we think that's admiration. We think that's care. No, we are resource that they want to continue to exploit, that they want to continue to devour. Right? This white man don't care nothing about the soil that he's reaping from. All he wants to do is keep taking and taking and taking from it.
Right.
If he cared about the land that he's using up, he wouldn't cut all the goddamn trees down.
That's real.
In that same sense, if he really cared a damn thing for you, he wouldn't just put food in your belly. He'd put food in your belly and he'd stop beating you down. He'd tell you the truth about where you come from.
That's right.
Right? He'd tell you to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments.
Right.
Right? But he don't. He wants you to keep laying down so he can keep exploiting you.
Right.
The resource that you are. Right? All you are a labor force to this cracker.
Wow.
Right? Somebody for him to leech off of, copy. Right? Take credit of your intellectual properties.
Right.
He's exploiting you. He don't give a goddamn about you.
At all.
I want you to hold Deuteronomy 28 and 47, brother. Let's get that Hebrews 8 and 8.
Hebrews 8 and 8. Yes, like it.
Hosea 8 and 8. It's like it. Hosea 8 and 8.
This is Hosea chapter 8, verse 8.
Bring it out!
And it says, Israel is swallowed up. Now shall they be among the Gentiles.
So we among these goddamn heathen. How is it that these same heathen that are ever reputed as nothing, how is it that they rule over us and they devour us, right? Right? We build in the context of the discussion. The context of the discussion is you blacks, Hispanics, and you Native Americans are the most important thing to the Most High God.
That's right.
And you don't realize it.
Right.
Not only do you not realize it, but you think your goddamn enemy is your friend. Not only to that, but you don't realize that your enemy is devouring you because you think your enemy is just trying to prop you up and lead you into this new era where we can all get along in a post-racial society.
Right.
Meanwhile, he's talking all that bullshit. And your brothers and your sisters are still sold off into slavery, sexual slavery. You're still gunned down in the middle of the street. Modern day lynchings. Right? So the only way things is going to change if we start to be the change that we want to see.
That's right.
These laws, statutes, and commandments.
That's
Until then, we're going to be what? Start over again?
Israel is swallowed up.
Until then, we're going to continue to be devoured and swallowed up.
Right.
Now shall they be among the Gentiles as a vessel wherein is no pleasure.
Wherein there is what?
No pleasure.
The only pleasure the white man takes out of you is the dollar amount that he can reap off of the work that you do.
That's true.
And if that ain't going to work, then he's killing you.
That's right.
Right?
That's it.
If that don't work, he's putting you in the jails where it's legal to make you a slave again.
Wow. That's
Right?
right.
You are swallowed up. Now the whole reason we gotta beat these ideas into your head, make you understand through repetition, is because without this you can't understand the gospel. Right? We swallowed up where? We swallowed up where? Read that one more time. Where are we swallowed up at?
Israel is swallowed up. Now shall they be among the Gentiles.
You can't understand the gospel that is us being taken out of the land of our enemies and put into the land that our forefathers were promised, right? You can't understand that good news without understanding the bad news that we still serving our oppressors.
That's right.
Our sisters gotta get up in the crack of dawn, just like they did on the plantation. They gotta work, they gotta leave the household because your ass is dead or in jail. And why is it like this? Because you keep trusting the same that came here to these lands and killed the indigenous people.
That's right.
Stole their lands.
Right.
The same cracker that went to Africa and stole millions of Jews and brought them over here to help contribute to this new goddamn Babylon. Right? You can't understand the good news that is the deliverance, the salvation that the Most High God is going to give to us if you don't understand the bad news.
Man, that's
that you being ruled over by your goddamn enemies in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things. Shalom,
Shalom.
You can't understand it. My people don't know or consider, as the brother just brought out. And this is a problem we got to rectify right here and right now.
Right.
We got to be the change that we want to see.
That's right.
Right? Let me get that in Deuteronomy, brother.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 37.
Bring it out.
Salakia. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 47. Because thou servest servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness.
We didn't serve the Most High God with joyfulness. We asked, right? We ask with expectation.
Right.
But we don't serve him with joy. The scriptures say the commandments ain't grievous. So why does it grieve us to keep the Shabbat? Why does it grieve us to not steal from our brother, not kill our brother?
Right.
Why does it grieve us?
Why?
To such a degree that we'll patrol these goddamn streets looking for a lick. And what we'll do is we'll look for it in our own brother and our own
That's
sister.
real.
Right? And why is it? It's because we know the white man don't care for him. So we know that the police system ain't gonna have their back. It's just niggas killing niggas. It's just black on black crime.
Right.
And so then we learn to exploit each other just like the white man does.
Right.
Right? We had that regard towards the Most High. Hold on. The concept that I got in mind is you remember dealing with Samuel, right?
Right.
Samuel was talking to the Most High, and Samuel was talking about how we wanted a king put over us. So what did the Most High say? It's me they rejected. Right? If we're the same people that don't regard the Most High God enough to serve him with joyfulness and gladness, to not try to use him, then guess what? We sure do have the capability of exploiting each other. If we don't have a respect for the Most High God, what makes you think we're going to have a respect for each other? So we got to learn the God that's in us. We got to learn to value that.
That's right.
Right? We got to learn these things all over again.
That's
So
right.
we get the proper mindset. Right, go ahead.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 47.
Bring it out.
Because thou hast servest not thy God with joyfulness and with the gladness of heart for the abundance.
Let me get Hosea 22.
Yep. Hosea what?
For the abundance of all things.
For the abundance of all things.
That's right.
We go to Deuteronomy 28, and we talk about how the Most High God is going to put us on high above all the nations of the earth, right? The Most High did that. He put us on high above all the nations of the earth.
Right.
He put the Spirit on King David to make all the nations round about him to be quieted before him.
Right.
So that his son Solomon could inherit a kingdom of peace.
That's right.
So that all we had to do is expand economically, socially, build up a beautiful temple for the Most High God. Right, but the problem is, the majority of our people, we serving the Most High God only in lip service. We're not really joyful at heart for the abundance of all things. This is why a nigga could go in the goddamn church, pretend like he's serving the Most High God, pray for something, get it, and still go out into the world and be a wicked nigga.
Wow.
Right?
Bring it out.
But this is cyclic nature, and all it does is keep us in his captivity.
That's right.
So we out here crying aloud and sparing not and showing you wicked niggas, Hispanics and Native Americans, your judgment, because the white man and the pork chop pastor that's in the church won't do it.
That's right. Bring it out.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee.
Bring that part out there. So you don't serve the Most High God with gladness. You don't serve your enemies in want of all things.
Right.
Now you want some gospel. Now you want some good news, right? The first element of that is not realizing, damn, I'm in a bad position, let me pray for something. It's damn, I'm in a bad position because of what I did. Let me give something so I can get something.
Man.
Read that again.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies.
And that's what we doing. We serving our enemies. That there, we serving her. Right? That no lip right there, we serving him. Right? We serving these homosexual practices walking up and down the street. And we continuing to build their infrastructure. Right? We continuing to serve as security guards, construction workers, building up their empire. That ain't gonna do nothing but fall into shambles. Because the Most High God's gonna bring it in or not.
That's right.
We still doing that, working overtime hours on overtime hours, just to have nothing at the end of the goddamn
Man, say
just to
that.
have a pantry full of top ramen noodles.
Right.
And we still don't get it. Read that one more time. Why is there nothing but top ramen noodles in that pantry?
Wow.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies.
Because what though? Read that. Read the prior verse. Why is it we serving our enemies?
Man.
Because thou servest not thy Lord with joyfulness and with gladness of heart.
So now you gonna start to think twice right after this ass whooping. You gonna start to think twice about just how you think about serving the Most High God before you even pretend to serve the Most High God. You start to measure yourself, right? You start to count the cost. You start to appreciate what the Most High God is giving in exchange for what he's asking. right? And then you apply the necessary measures to be the best servant you could possibly be. The same way you do when you trust this cracker that he gonna pay you at the end of the week.
That's right.
Or at the end of 2 weeks.
Right.
And you break it back. Thank you, massa. Thank you for that 30-minute lunch, massa.
Wow.
Please don't fire me, massa boss.
Right.
Is it okay for me to ask for time off?
Right.
I was telling my wife the other day just how our mentality is, just how bad we've been beaten down. We can have 3 weeks of vacation time and be scared to take a day.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
That's a fact.
Because we've been reduced into slaves, serving our enemies, and hunger and thirst and nakedness and one of all things.
Right.
And we now worshiping this cracker man as if he's never kept a one goddamn commandment, never repented from a wicked thing you ever did.
Right.
And the Most High God send missiles over, and you see chariots swinging low and scooping niggas, and your ass get left to die with the stomach.
Right.
That's gonna be woe to you. Because you too at ease, you too comfortable being a pet for master.
That's a fact.
What other more?
And trust in the mountain of Samaria, which are named chief of the nations to whom the house of Israel came.
Wow.
I'm gonna skip down to verse 3.
Bring it out.
Ye that put far away the evil day and cause the seat of violence to come near, that lie upon beds of ivory.
Wow.
Let me get Isaiah chapter 30 and 9.
God.
Read that last part. Put that day away.
Ye, verse 3, ye that put far away the evil day and cause the seat of violence to come near.
How do you put the evil day away? How do you try to prolong that, right?
Right.
Verse 3.
This is Isaiah chapter 30, verse 9.
Bring it up.
That this is a rebellious people. Lying children.
Right.
Children that will not hear the law of the Lord.
This is how you prolong that day by rebellious, lying children. Let's see if I'm just putting that in there.
Which say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things. Speak unto us smooth things.
What happens when we speak to you smooth things?
Prophecy, deceits.
What happens when we prophesy deceits?
Wow.
Get you out of the way.
What happens when the prophets get out the way?
Turn aside out of the path, cause the Holy One of Israel to cease from before us.
Cause the Holy One of Israel to cease from before us. So you want to go back to goddamn sleep. You want to be comfortable. You want to be at ease in Babylon.
Right.
It's easier to be a subject than it is to make warfare, I guess.
Right.
Right? But that's for the blind and the broken. We being built up through the spirit and power of Yahawashi and Yahawashi. It's harder to keep going with the grain than it is to make warfare with this wicked nation round about us.
That's right.
And we want you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans to be girded up the same way, if not better, without a chink in your damn armor.
That's right.
And with that, we're going to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High God, and thank these brothers for and thank the brothers from Messages for Israel for having us come through.
That's right.
And let me get a Kwam Yasharallah.
Kwam Yasharallah!
Kwam Yasharallah!
Kwam Yasharallah!
Kwam Yasharallah!
Kwam Yasharallah!